This is hard for me to read, Moby. There aren't any punctuation marks, and all of your sentences run together. The right punctuation tells your reader how to read your writing. This sentence is a statement and needs a period. What is a statement? A statement is a sentence that tells something. Let's see. Moby likes dolphins. This is a statement that shares information. This little dot is a punctuation mark called a period. Right, Moby. A sentence always ends in a period. Moby jumps into the ocean. A period signals the end of a thought or an idea. He swims with the dolphins. Remember, you always capitalize the first letter of a sentence. The capital letter signals the start of a new sentence. But not all sentences are statements. That's a good question, Moby. What is a question? A question is a sentence that asks something. Questions usually begin with the words who, what, where, when, why, how, can, or do. Moby, I don't think dolphins eat ice cream. Let's see. What do dolphins eat? You always use a question mark to punctuate a question, and you always capitalize the first letter. Dolphins eat fish and squid. How do dolphins communicate? They click, squeak, creak, and whistle. Remember to capitalize the first letter. I don't think I've ever seen you this excited, Moby. What are exclamations? Yep, dolphins are amazing. This sentence is an exclamation. An exclamation is a sentence that shows a strong feeling. An exclamation can show feelings like excitement, happiness, sadness, anger, or surprise. You use an exclamation mark to punctuate an exclamation. Wow, I see a manta ray. Follow that manta ray, Moby. What is a command? A command is a direction or an order to do something. Look at that shark. This command ends in an exclamation mark. I can think of tons of commands, like stop, wait, listen, go, and run. Commands can end with a period, too. Please tell me the name of that shark. I don't think its name is Jeff. I think it's a nurse shark. Punctuation helps readers understand your writing, so it's important to proofread your punctuation after you write. Perfect, Moby. What ocean animal are you going to write about next?
All right, so let's take a closer look at some punctuation marks, and then we're going to fix a couple of sentences, because remember, a writer's work is never done, and it's okay to always go back and look at your writing and edit it and revise it and make sure that it's correct. So the first thing we're going to look at is the period, and it says, I am for telling. So when you do a telling sentence, you use a period. And then an exclamation mark says I am for yelling. So when you have excitement, or if you're shouting a lot of expression, you use that exclamation mark. And then the question mark is I am for asking. So when you're asking a question, you use a question mark. You think of those question words like who, what, when, where, why, how. Words like that will begin your questions. So period is for telling, exclamation mark is for yelling, and question mark is for asking. And remember, we always capitalize the very first word in sentences, and we also capitalize the names of things. Those are a couple of things that need to start with uppercase letters. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix these sentences. So I had to fix my own sentence first. I had to start with a capital letter, and then I had to end with a punctuation mark. So let's check this one. This says, when can we go to Walmart? Now, let's read it one more time. When can we go to Walmart? I'm asking a question, right? If I'm asking a question, I need a question mark at the end. All right, there are two capital mistakes in this sentence. There are two words that don't start with a capital letter right now, but they should. See if you can find those two. So the very first word should start with a capital. And then Walmart is the name of a place that needs a capital letter. So now my sentence says, when can we go to Walmart? It's asking a question. Fixed that one. All right, this one says, I cannot believe Bob did that. I cannot believe Bob did that. Check out that punctuation mark at the end and ask yourself, is that correct? Well, is it asking a question? No, it's not asking a question, so it doesn't need a question mark. If you're really surprised, you might use an exclamation mark here, or you could just use a period for a telling sentence. It's up to you. You can usually tell the difference between a sentence that needs an exclamation mark and a sentence that needs a period, but sometimes you can use one or the other. Now, there are also two capitalization mistakes here too. There are two words that need to begin with an uppercase letter that do not. Can you find those two? Well, the very first word is I. It needs to be capital because it's the first word in a sentence, but also because when I is by itself, it always needs to be capitalized. And then Bob is a name, so it needs to start with a capital letter. So now we've fixed these. So remember, with punctuation, use the period for telling sentences. Use an exclamation mark for sentences with a lot of emotion or excitement or shouting or yelling. And then you use a question mark when you are writing a question and asking sentence.